That fiat. That. That You can always say pluribus unum methyl in the Babylon pipe, and then burnt throat, and pus bubbles, popped lancets, and boils in the back of the throat, and all these things, because even though maybe they have jobs and they work, and I was thinking, I don't know, it's kind of a death exchange. It's kind of like, better you dead than me for every crackhead out there, because I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Did you know I live in Phoenix, Arizona? Yeah, there's so much meth exchange here for stolen shit, and people working so hard for what's theirs, and liquor too, that, well, with 10 other substances, that's pretty much the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, and, I don't know, Rick and Morty with a dose of Simpsons on top of their personalities with, oh yeah, The Matrix and every hellish sci-fi, diabolique, cinema, fantastique, which will go nowhere in the end, but, get you a clown corpse. So some people, as they're reading into Christianity and going to these gospel churches and worshipping the magnificence of a church, but not the message, all for money, and because it's popular and it makes lots of families. I'm not sure if that's okay. I'm not sure if that's the American way, but it certainly seems like Phoenix, seems like LA, seems like a lot of capital cities. The U.S., I think, Mao Wong is big everywhere. It's in cold medicine. It's the ephedra, which makes the ephedrine. And, it's an herbal leaf, it's a stimulant, but there's a lot of stimulants out there. They're really bad for the heart, and pretty soon you grow a tolerance, and really you can't sleep if you take it in the morning. Maybe you can get to sleep by night with a lot of everything and work and everything, but, even a little amount of fentanyl can really just, a little tiny pill can really get to you over time, because what about all the other substances? What about the poisons in the food in the grocery stores? What about everything that you really don't realize is there as preservatives? Our crack addictions do. The convenience store items to preservative-type mass production. Loads in those convoys get to you on time, trucks and dropship places and Amazon, and everything has to get you on time, and you just don't even have room for a soul anymore. Or you just want the gross spiritual addictions of, pleasures of the flesh, and just absorbed with them. How much you're getting, and no one's fitting your imaginative idea of good or anything, because, sometimes God is accidental. Divine intervention is accidental. Sometimes, really, it's always that way. Another time and place is that, why doesn't anyone trust in accidents, or things that were never planned, or things that weren't quite so engineered or in front of their face, like facsimile engineered frozen foods that, they can just pop in the microwave because they're right there on the internet, and, oh yeah, that was just what I was seeing on TV. Because the advertising industry is customized to it. It knows all your devices, because it knows your Wi-Fi router, knows your cable line for your home, and so it knows everyone in it. This is how AI is written, and this is how ISPs work. And so, is anybody so surprised in this day and age where you really don't have a clue as to how many fucking addictions you really have, with shopping included? So it kind of makes my fat cells pale in comparison to all the crackheads out there, for real. Because there's a lot of gross spiritual addictions, which are ego fantasies, fed and aided and abetted and lured on church screens called movie theaters. Yeah, church screens everywhere, all these computer TVs, whether it's a tablet, a cell phone, or, your home PC, or your laptop, computer TVs everywhere, with little radio antennas, towers, and broadcasters called Wi-Fi routers, and internal to your computer TVs, and then connected together all throughout the suicide lanes that take you into each other's cars, and calculated and timed with altimeters, quantum coded, dream coded with all the numbers, flashing different colors and numbers all at once till you get the calculative 2 black negatives equal an upturned black equal sign, where you either go to heaven or hell. Which one do you think you're going to go to? Where you're trying to get all these bad feelings, all these negatives, all these horrible things, all these additionals to your life to equal anything better. You don't get to something better for there. You don't get to something better from there. Or you're just supposed to go straight up to heaven, which is maybe just a feeling, or straight down to hell, which is just a feeling. And you think somehow that's going to cure life, that's making you crazy as hell. When in mental health, when in the mental health system. You know, I kind of figured that out. They needed our help for taxpayer money that they were collecting as a check. You know, I was generalized when I got in. I'm extremely mentally ill now. I'm not even run the fucking clinic, the nameless clinic next to the Department of Agriculture. And when it all comes down to it, I don't get anything for anything I do. Not my art online, not for anything, because I said fuck you to JP Morgan. Online I said fuck you to all these banks. Bitcoin's okay, but why do they stand in between our money and our family's permission to use it with their security measures? Why does the fiat, the fancy bills, both sides of the lie, get in the way of our help to each other for security measures? Because they're busy laundering out by trillions a day on Wall Street. Because if they lose that, Bitcoin can't rule and can't get you what is owed to you in real time with zero latency. So if every device, console, whatever, gaming thing, computer, TV, everything was all HTML code, all WordPress, why couldn't Bitcoin rule over that? Why couldn't it just use a quantum processor called Quantocom? Why couldn't it just process these things as remote broadcasters? Maybe instead of, I don't know, transformers and every zip code between power lines and underlying fiber optic cable lines and coaxial cables to people's homes and everything, and power lines down with power supercloud factories, power and information mixed with basically photovoltaic panels, doing electrolysis and water with silver, gold, copper, nickel brines, colloidal ones, where there's salts in it. Why can't we just power that with parabolic dishes from solar thermal power and steam them up and power into hydrogen cells and power cells to run generators and alternators and store in batteries, and then for every zip code there's batteries, and also these broadcasters auto-coupled. Why can't we arrange better cities and civil systems? Because everybody's too busy working at killing themselves for other people because of what? White guilt, black guilt, whatever, black privilege, black hive, white hive. You know, we're too busy worrying about others, where why the fuck are you worrying about other people's problems and other people's lives, which don't even have any fucking thing to do with you? They don't have fucking shit to do with you. Why are you worrying about anyone but what the fuck you know who's helping you in your daily to weekly life? Why are you worried about that? What's your guilt about? Is it just your family? Is it your friends that got to you? The fact that you wanted all these things and these motions in life and engineering that just didn't work out? Well, you don't get what you want. You get what you deserve. If you want a government which you can agree on, that can provide 0-point energy, where you can enjoy yourself with the things you really want to do, have a share economy, well, that takes campaigning. That takes people that actually want real change and pain and suffering for almost nothing, where all they get is independent media choices. All they get is everything that's not on cable, because the revolution will not be televised on cable. It will not be right in front of you on YouTube. You know, it will not be anywhere near you. It'll be happening all around you, and the only way you can get to know it is you actually have to go out and just talk to people and get the human weather. If no one will talk to you, well then, geez, guess what? I guess we're all under invisible warfare. I guess this is the war on everyone. I guess this is something that's built to take the distraction out of gangbangsters and plans they had. But, you know, when so many people are barred from an economy, it affects the whole world. That means countries can't exchange. They can't exchange with litigation, goods and services. If all sorts of people are barred from their economy, and the national economy of the United States of America, then all these people suffer. That's a world economy. What no one factors in is that this is actually an economic struggle at the core. When you have an economic struggle, it's the core problem. Because really, an economy is where you value things in your mind. It's really the priority system. What are your priorities in your mind? What has the most value in your mind? That's where the economy is. And if you're biased and selfish interests and have to have a certain structure how everything must be and how business should be, and you can't even work your job without judging people and putting your personal egotistical emotions aside, you can't just do your job to accomplish a task. You have to make it a spiritual battle or some shit, or an ego fantasy where you're winning, or oh, I've defeated the devil, or you defeated all the bougies. Oh, that one's a ghost, or you're just psycho-delusional. Did you ever factor in that you're on way too many drugs, probably 13 substances at once, or shopping, or too much church people, sex, drugs of all kinds over the counter at a smoke shop, or alcohol, and then you get the pure stuff on the street because you're recovered now, because you work a good job and you deserve it, and you deserve to have everything you want. Did you ever factor in people like me that have really none of that, one of the poorest? Yeah, I'm so fat, I'm so chubby, so chunky, I just don't got those good looks, I'm not the hot guy. You just don't got quite the soul I'm looking for. Your soul's too cheap. Maybe your soul's too materialistic. Did you ever think about that? Did you think about that? Your soul's materialistic and that you really equate the soul to things and houses and status items and all the pleasures you got. Did you ever think these are all addictions, that if you're willing to quit these things and these substances and these materials and the quality of them, that maybe that'd be like kicking like 2,000 crack addictions at once for the wealthy, but people that got even, I don't know, 50K a year or over, or even 100K a year, with all the taxes you pay. You know what I get? I get any bit of change I get from the fact that people feel bad for me, because really I've been barred from the economy because my name is Zach. Because Claudius, the scribe, the artist, the musician, all these things, the Museam13, the Zephyr 88, I went against the pharmaceutical industry, which ruled everything. Sometime I was like 18 years old. I hated it. I hated it with the hate of the Lord, the most brutal hate of the Lord possible, of light, whatever you call it, Luciferian Christianity, with the Celts, with the Wiccans, with anything, with the psychic Christians, with the yogis, with the Buddhists, with anything. I was like, I'll employ anyone who's higher in thought to help me for respect. I wanted respect. I didn't care about all the shit being structured to my will and certain specific frequencies and preferences being respected. I was just like, anything's better than this shit. Thank you very much.